What would happen if 7 global superstars, artists who usually perform on the biggest stadium stages in the world, suddenly sat down at a simple table just to face a plate of chicken wings known for making even the toughest celebrities break down? Imagine that moment for a second. Bright studio lights shining down. A long black table standing quietly in the middle of the room. And on top of that table, 10 chicken wings. At first glance, they look ordinary, but anyone who knows this show understands the truth. Each wing is coated in a different hot sauce, and each sauce is hotter than the last. Mild, then spicy, then painfully spicy, until finally reaching a level that many people describe as almost unbearable. This isn't just food. This is a test, a challenge that has made Hollywood actors sweat, athletes panic, and famous singers lose their cool on camera. But this time, the guests sitting at the table aren't just one celebrity, not just one K-pop idol. This time, the room is about to welcome 7 people who changed the global music industry forever. 7 friends whose journey began with a dream and ended up conquering the world. Yes, every member of BTS. And in the middle of that group, one small detail immediately caught everyone's attention. Next to the seat of Park Jimin, there was no milk, no water, no ice cream, no drink to cool down the heat. Instead, there were only a few pieces of tissue. Just tissues, such a small thing. But somehow, it made fans around the world incredibly curious. Why would Jimin face one of the spiciest food challenges on the internet with nothing but tissues beside him? Was he feeling confident? Was it a joke from the production team? Or was this about to become one of the funniest moments in BTS history? The question started spreading across the internet when rumors first appeared that BTS might appear on the famous YouTube interview show Hot Ones, hosted by Sean Evans. For those who may not know the show, Hot Ones is not your typical interview program. The concept is simple but brutal. Guests sit down across from Sean Evans with a plate of 10 chicken wings. Each wing is covered in a different hot sauce, and every sauce becomes more intense than the previous one. While eating them, the guest must answer deep and personal interview questions. At first, it seems easy, but as the sauces grow hotter, the challenge becomes real. Some celebrities begin sweating uncontrollably. Others start laughing from the shock of the heat. Some even tear up, and a few simply give up before reaching the final wing. Because the last sauce is legendary, a sauce feared by almost every guest who has faced it, a sauce known around the world as the last dab. So when fans began hearing whispers that BTS might appear on the show, the internet exploded. Armies everywhere started talking about it. Social media timelines filled with theories. Fan forums lit up with excitement. And one big question began circulating everywhere. What would happen if all 7 members of BTS tried the Hot Ones challenge together? Just imagine the chaos. Kim Namjoon might try to answer questions thoughtfully, only to suddenly lose his words from the heat. Kim Seokjin would probably try to stay handsome and confident while secretly fighting the spice. Min Yoongi might attempt to stay calm and composed, even as his face slowly turns red. Jung Hoseok would almost certainly react dramatically, laughing loudly as the spice hits. Kim Taeyong might create expressions so unique they instantly become internet memes. Jungkook would likely try to power through the challenge, determined not to lose. And then, there was Jimin, graceful on stage, soft-spoken, known for his warmth and emotional connection with fans. Yet in this moment, he was sitting at a table of the world's hottest wings, with nothing but tissues beside him. When the first teaser for the episode finally appeared online, armies did what they always do best. They analyzed everything, every second of the clip, every frame of the video, every tiny detail. And sure enough, on the table were 7 name cards, each one labeled with a BTS member's name. That alone was enough to send social media into a frenzy. But there was one moment in the teaser that fans couldn't stop talking about. The camera briefly showed Jimin sitting at his seat. Next to him, just tissues. No milk, no drink, just tissues. And when the camera caught his expression, Jimin simply smiled. A small, gentle smile. The kind of smile ARMY knows so well. A smile that seemed to say, I know this is going to be hard, but let's try it anyway. The filming day finally arrived. The Hot One studio looked the same as always. The long black table, the neat row of hot sauce bottles, the bright studio lights waiting to capture every reaction. But the atmosphere felt different. Because when the studio door opened, all 7 members of BTS walked in together, laughing, talking, playfully teasing one another. Their energy immediately filled the room. Sean Evans welcomed them with his signature calm smile. In front of them, the 10 wings waited, each one a new level of heat, each one a new test. The members slowly took their seats. Some looked curious, some looked slightly nervous, but Jimin looked calm. He studied the lineup of sauces, then glanced at the tissues beside him, and suddenly he laughed softly. That shy, warm laugh fans instantly recognize, as if he already knew the chaos that was about to unfold. At the same moment, millions of armies around the world leaned closer to their screens, because they all understood one thing. This was not just another interview. This had the potential to become one of the most unforgettable moments in BTS history. And when the very first wing was finally picked up, no one could have predicted that the reaction after that first bite would send the entire internet into absolute chaos. But what surprised everyone even more was that those simple tissues sitting next to Jimin would soon become one of the most iconic symbols of the entire episode. And believe it or not, the real madness had only just begun. And as the cameras rolled and the tension in the room quietly built, something fascinating began to happen. The members of BTS slowly leaned forward toward the table, studying the lineup of sauces as if they were preparing for some kind of unusual battle. The bottles stood in a neat row, each one representing a different level of heat, a different stage of the challenge waiting ahead. For a brief moment, no one spoke. Then Kim Seokjin broke the silence with a playful comment, joking about how the wings looked innocent but were probably hiding something dangerous. The room filled with laughter, and that familiar BTS energy instantly warmed the studio. It was the same chemistry fans had watched for years. 7 friends who could turn even the most stressful moment into something fun. Across the table, Sean Evans calmly introduced the first sauce, explaining that it was the mildest in the lineup. Compared to the others, it was supposed to be a gentle start. Hearing that description seemed to relax some of the members, though a few of them still looked suspicious. Jungkook leaned closer to inspect the wings, curiosity clearly written on his face. Known for his competitive spirit, he looked almost excited to see how far he could go in the challenge. Meanwhile, Kim Namjoon listened carefully to Sean's explanation, nodding thoughtfully as if analyzing the situation like a strategist before a game. At the other end of the table, Young Hoseok couldn't stop smiling. He glanced from one member to another, already anticipating the reactions that were about to happen. Beside him, Min Yoongi sat quietly, observing everything with his usual calm expression, though a small smirk hinted that he was secretly amused by the entire situation. And then there was Jimin. Park Jimin gently picked up the first wing and looked at it for a moment. His eyes briefly moved toward the tissues beside him again, and the members immediately noticed. "What's with the tissues?" someone teased. Jimin laughed shyly, shrugging his shoulders as if to say he might need them later. The moment felt lighthearted, but armies watching around the world instantly realized something. That tiny stack of tissues might soon become extremely important. Not far from him, Kim Taehyung tilted his head curiously at the wing in his hand, studying it with that uniquely mysterious expression that fans know so well. It was almost as if he was trying to predict the future. 7 wings were lifted into the air. 7 curious smiles appeared. Sean Evans gave a small nod, and together, BTS took their first bite. For a split second, everything seemed normal. But just a few moments later, the expressions on their faces began to change, and the reactions that followed would soon become one of the most talked about moments among armies everywhere.